Hello everybody, it's Clutch from the Sodak Motorcycle Blog, and this is another episode of, essentially what we're doing here is we are telling you some tales of some of my early days in motorcycling, kind of what my thought process was, kind of what I can remember, probably a little bit of some yarn spinning too, and yeah, that's what we're talking about here. Anyways, it's the way, basically I'm getting some content in here because I've been pretty slacking this month, and that's kind of what we're going to do. We're kind of do these every once in a while, mix them in when I don't have a lot of anything else to talk about. So anyways, the premise of this is essentially we're at a bar, we're having beers, and we are talking a little bit of things that have happened to us in the past. So I apologize because I'm kind of watching other games here. So, looks like Ottawa beat Toronto. Also kind of watching on Colorado, seeing if they can kind of pull this out versus Dallas. I'm not very confident in this. You're going to see this a couple weeks after it, so you're probably going to be like, yeah, Clutch was right, Colorado blew it, but I hope not. But anyways, so that's not the point of this, because this is the Sodak Motorcycle Blog, not the Sodak Hockey Blog. But anyways, so here's one, another one from 2005, right? Yeah. So this happened, I want to say, sometime in 2005. I want to say July or August. So my father-in-law, what he liked to do what's called basically a moonlight ride in the Badlands. And if you haven't done a moonlight ride in the Badlands, I'm just going to tell you, that's pretty cool. I enjoy them. Now, they're not for everybody. As far as I know, of the people I ride with, I'm the only one that really kind of likes them. I don't know. Most people aren't. But here's why I like them. Because, you see the Badlands, but then you see the Badlands on like a full moon when, it's the brightest it is. And just the way the light bounces off all the buttes and everything else there in the Badlands, I think it's absolutely cool. I would recommend that anybody who has the opportunity to go and take a ride or get to the Badlands, if you can do a midnight ride through the Badlands, I would do it. Like, absolutely do it. Because it is pretty cool. But anyways, that's just a part of the story. So, the full moon ride's coming up. Well, the day before the full moon, my father-in-law, he calls Cal and he's like, hey, so tomorrow night, let's go to the Badlands. It'll be cool, and we can ride, through the night. Awesome. And, and I'm like, okay, that would be cool. Or no, it was like a week before. It wasn't the night before, but the week before. Now, granted, this is happening on, I can't remember what night we did it, but I had to work the next day. But it's like, hey, okay, cool, whatever, we'll find a place to stay. Well, at this time, my dad had gotten his motorcycle license, and he was learning to ride too. So I called him, I was like, hey, do you want to do this ride? He's like, yeah, sure, it'd be good. So we do the ride, but here's the problem. My shift is 11 to 8. So I worked that day. So I got done with work at 8 o'clock at night. So at 8 o'clock at night, my wife meets me with the pickup and trailer, with the motorcycle on it, at Walmart at 8 o'clock at night. And we leave the Spearfish Walmart and we drive to Wall. We got to Wall probably about, what time was it? Well, it's like 2 hours. We got to Wall probably about 9:45 that night. So we unload the bike, and my dad's already there, my father was already there, and we go. And let me tell you, it was like, this was my first Badlands ride. And I knew I was going to be tired and all this, but we decided, you know what, let's just go. It'll be fun. And I'm so glad I went, because that was probably one of my best memories I ever had riding. Like, it was just so fun to, just go enjoy the Badlands. Now, granted, in my mind, the way to do the Badlands ride, you don't just ride through the Badlands and come back. You ride for a little bit, you stop at a viewpoint, you kind of just check out things, we chit-chat. And that's pretty much what we did. We, ride a little bit further, and we'd do that. We'd just get out, we'd find a viewpoint, we'd sit out, we'd just kind of admire the Badlands. And let me tell you, that night, clear skies, there was no wildfires going on. Like, it was probably one of the best Badland rides I've ever been on. And it was just such a great memory. It was just so much fun just being there, doing it, just enjoying it. Especially because, my father-in-law was there who, he passed 10 years ago now. So he's been gone for 10 years. So, just me and my wife and my father-in-law and my dad, it was probably, I would say, absolutely one of the best experiences I ever had. And granted, I was exhausted. Like, it was tiring. Like, I don't think we got back to the hotel till about 1 o'clock in the morning. And then once we got back to the hotel, we decided just to get everything loaded up. So he helped me load up my bike on my trailer. And then we rode out, because he just brought on his pickup. So we rode out to the edge of the town, out where he had a spot where basically he could pull in the ditch and we could pull the bike in really easily. So we loaded his bike up, and I think we got to bed at like 2 in the morning. And mind you, I have to work at 11 o'clock at morning in Spearfish the next day. So we get up and, we probably get up about 6 in the morning, and we go have breakfast, and we left about 7:30. 8:30, we get home about 9:30, and it's basically like, okay, cool, get the bike unloaded real quick, get the trailer unhooked, and I'm off to work. So I was so exhausted that next day at work. I've never, you get those days where you're dragging, and it was, now granted, I've had some late nights over the years, because I am a fan of a team that's in the Western Conference of the NHL. And a lot of their games don't start till probably 8 o'clock here on work nights. And I get up at 3:30 in the morning to go work out. So I've had some dragging days there too. But let me tell you, that is probably still one of the most tired I've ever been at work before. I was so exhausted from that whole deal, the driving, all that crap. But let me tell you, that experience was so worth it. It was just kind of one of those moments in life where, like, you know what? I'm so glad we did that. And now looking back 20 years, and yeah, that was such a great experience. So there's that story from the Badlands. Now here's another story from the Badlands. So a few years later, I got a little bit better of a job. My schedule's a little bit better. We kind of set it up right. And so we decided to do the motorcycle trip, this ride through the Badlands again. Now this time, my father-in-law cannot make it. However, my dad and a bunch of the guys that ride from Tuller come out. So there was like my dad, how many were there? 3. So my dad and 3 other guys come out. They tow their bikes out on a big old flatbed, and we all go for a ride. And let me tell you, and then me and my other buddy from the story, if you remember the story of the first trip I took when I went out to drill, well, he's with us too. Now, granted, at this point, he has a better motorcycle. So there's 6 of us were taking this ride. And it was an interesting trip for sure. It was a fun trip, though. It was enjoyable. So we get going through the Badlands, and of course, it's all 6 of us are riding differently. So you got me, and you got like my other buddy who we both ride a lot, and we ride a lot together, and we're used to like riding in town and stuff. And I'd say our skills are pretty good. But then you got the other 4, and they're, varying levels of okay with their riding. I'll be honest with you, my dad wasn't the best. He did okay. Like, everybody did okay. And so it was kind of more of a jumbled mess. It wasn't as put together as the last one was. And we're riding around. Well, so at one of these points, we're getting to the point, and we're like riding around, and I'm kind of starting to get a little frustrated. I'm like, come on, guys. Like, we got to kind of do something here. And when we get going, and all of a sudden I look back, and everybody's gone. There's no one there. I just see black. And it's like, the hell? Where'd everybody go? All of a sudden, buddy comes up, and all of a sudden I see his head like flying up on us. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And he pulls up beside it, and so all I hear is, your dad ran over a porcupine. What? Huh? And he tries to yell it again. I can't hear him, right? I can't hear what he's saying. He's trying to tell me my dad run over a porcupine. And I finally get stopped and turn around. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, your dad run over a porcupine. I'm thinking, oh, fudge. Like, I'm like, oh, crap. Someone's on the ground. We're injured. Like, I was freaking out. I was freaking the hell out. Because I'm like, oh, my God. Like, I love motorcycling. And I tried to get my dad into it. And I just killed my dad. Like, that was legitimately going through my head. I was nervous. And we get there and bikes all over the road and everything upright. And I'm like, what the hell happened? He's like, your dad run over a porcupine. I'm like, yeah. Is he okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, holy crap, how did that happen? Well, so basically what happened is they're going down the road and this porcupine's running through the road. And porcupines aren't the fastest moving creatures. And for whatever reason, he hit that thing perfectly. He basically he didn't swerve or nothing. He just ran the thing right over. And he just hopped right over the top. Left a couple coils in the tire. Ironically, I've run over a porcupine too in a pickup. And that's pretty much what happens. The coils generally won't puncture the tire, but they're going to be there on the tire. So he's got the coils in his tire. And we look at the tire and like everything looks good. He keeps the bike upright. He pretty much... I feel like he handled that about as perfectly as you could. He didn't panic. He didn't slam brakes. He just ran the thing right over. Probably the best way to hit a porcupine. Who knew, right? So, but still going from, oh my God, my dad hit a porcupine, he's dead, to all's good. And that was kind of the highlight of that one. That was interesting. But then there was another one. Now this happened... Oh gosh, I don't think my dad was on it. I think it was me. No, I think my dad was at this one too. No, he wasn't. I can't remember. Either way, so another one, and we're doing the same thing again. And as we're coming back down the ride from our turnaround, and we're looking off the west, and it's like, there's some thunderstorms. I'm like, that looks really cool. That's really awesome watching all that, right? So every stop, same deal. We're kind of stopping, we're chit-chatting, we're watching the storm. We're like, this thing's really cool. Well, then we make our last stop at the last viewpoint as you're coming back in the wall in the Badlands. And we're like at storm, like, that's really cool. And then we're like, oh crap, that's really close. Like really close. Like, oh no, like one like the lightning hit. Like one of those like the lightning hit, and it was like instant. It was like thunderclap within a couple seconds. So like, oh crap, we have to go. Like this is barreling down on us. So we basically we kind of run the gauntlet in the wall. The last 8 miles, and we are just like, it's like, okay, we have to go. Like we're not caring about our speed, nothing. We're probably doing 80, 90 miles an hour. Like, we're not caring about deer or nothing because we know this storm is serious. Like, it's like the wind is switching at this time. Like, we know that it's bad. And we are just flying into the wall, just trying to beat this thing in, just lightning all around. And, that was probably one of the most epic moments. God, it was so epic. But at the time, holy crap, it was scary as hell in the moment. So we get into the wall, we get to the hotel, we get off our bikes, and well, the storm actually went south of town. So where we were at was getting pounded. Wall didn't hit a thing, but holy crap. Like, that was so epic. That was like, I wouldn't want to do it again because holy crap, when you're in the moment, it's nerve-wracking. But man, looking back on it, like, just epic. Like, it was such an epic ride, dude. Like, just... It was so funny how it went just from like enjoying it and thinking it was so cool to, holy crap, we gotta go. So there's what turned out to be 3 Badland ride story. The point of this is this. If you have a chance to ride the Badlands on a full moon, freaking do it. I'm telling you. Maybe you won't like it, but you're not going to know if you don't like it or not until you try it. But you may try it and you may absolutely enjoy it. So I recommend to anyone to go take advantage of this ride. But once again, I am Clutch. This is the Sodak Motorcycle Blog. We make weekly motorcycle videos. They come out every Thursday at 7 p.m. And if you're trying to figure out what time it is, so first of all, it's 7 p.m. Mountain Time, which if you're trying to figure out when that is, just peg yourself off Denver time. If it's 7 o'clock Mountain, or 7 o'clock in Denver on a Thursday, guess what? A new video has just dropped from the Sodak Motorcycle Blog. So I encourage you, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you dislike this video, hit the dislike button. Feel free to leave a comment. And also, if you really like what you see on the Sodak Motorcycle Blog, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to it. And if you really want to get involved, you know what? Pop out $2.99 a month, and you're going to get priority. You're going to see the videos before anybody else does. You're also going to get a priority reply to comments. You get a little badge by your name that's going to show you when you leave those comments. And like I said, priority reply basically means you leave that comment within 48 hours, I will reply. You don't have to wait for the comments and beer video every month. But anyways, for the Sodak Motorcycle Blog, I am Clutch, and we'll see you later.